Downward dog, chaturanga, into the full pose if you haven't. And from next week we will look at upward facing dog to come out of that. Good. Back into down dog. Stay low and your foot forwards. If you can, step it up nice and politely up between your hands. I'm not going to do that for a number of reasons. Partly the belly. And after that I don't know. Short legs. Long body. Tight hips. Don't know. I've never been able to do it. I've been able to kind of get slightly behind him. That's the best. Sorry, and stay down. Warrior 2. Check the arms. Okay. And come down. Blocks here. Or the Theta Parasvarganasana. And I'm going to learn from yesterday's. And instead of changing sides, we will come down, rescue that leg. Downward dog. Chaturanga. Full pose if you have it. Downward dog. Opposite leg forwards. Stay low. Get that distance in the feet. So I'm trying to gently bring that back edge of the foot down. Okay. Chaturanga. And down. And up. And back. And forwards. And down. And up. And down dog. Here we go. And have a kneel. So we've done, in terms of balance, Padangusthasana. If you can see this, let's see if I... 1. Yeah. And out to the side. For 2. Oh, the muscles around the hip there are tight. Okay. Today, we're going to do the same thing on the ground. Hope you can catch this. So lying flat, bend up, one knee, belt around the sole of the foot, and straighten. Now, I could ease off on that. I can do it there, but I can feel there's a little bit of discomfort in here. Something a little bit, maybe a neural stretch type thing going on. So I'm going to ease that off that, let things warm up, and then come back into that space. Okay, but it's wherever you need to go to straighten your leg. And swap. Opposite leg up. Draw the knee in or on up. Belt. Sole of the foot. Now, if you look at the foot that's dead on the ground, that's generally what it wants to do, you know. Flop, roll out to the side, flop a bit. So keep the knee pointing up towards the ceiling, toes pointing up towards the ceiling, back of the neck long, straighten the leg wherever you need to go to get it straight, and then keeping it straight you can bring it up. Really good way to practice doing it in this sort of supta, the supine style, swap, and then to take it into the standing pose version again, you know, because it takes balance out of the equation, so you can really work deeper into it, and making sure my hips are level. So this side, lifted leg side probably needs to lengthen down, sit bone lengthening towards my grounded heel or that end. Swap. Okay. Straight leg. So all the action in this leg, yeah, it should be reflected in the leg that's left behind. It's just bent through 90 degrees. So I'm going to take it across into the same hand. Yeah, this hand, well, it can go long ways out to the side. Yeah. And keep the far side shoulder down. If that starts to lift, yeah, and you can't get it back, you need to come up a little with this foot. Keep that shoulder down, and then you can go further in. At some point, to begin with, this foot is tied to the shoulder, and it wants to do that. Or it's tied to the hip, wants to lift the hip. At some point, you will learn how to release that and keep this back. Yeah. So, I can do that even though, ooh, I would really struggle. I'm just really tight. You know, really should be holding that big toe. So if I'm doing that, it would need to be up there. Like that might as well be a galaxy far, far away. You know, for all the chance I'm getting to it. Right. Release, swap. Really lovely stretch. If you find in taking your foot out to the side that it's frustrating, all you're doing is rolling, then actually get yourself off a wall at a distance. Take a wee bit to find that distance, but just where you're about to tip, you're maybe reaching the wall with your foot, and then you can work backwards to the far side hip to really get this down. That leg needs to be working strong too. Yeah. And it was working like this in a progressive fashion that was able to get me to dissociate that leg moving from this side of the body staying put. Yeah. Another one of those ones, no amount of talking would ever have taught me that. It just needed to be time on the mat, working in a particular way. Once more each side. Padangusthasana 1 into the same hand. I'm bringing it closer. Let's see how far I can get. So this leg needs to be straight, as does this one. Look. Hello, bird. There's me thinking, coming to say hello. Now I can feel this side starting to get light. I'm trying to really work hard to keep this pressed down while letting that leg move. Last side. One into two. No, oh yes, I'm actually coming to that earlier than I need. So I'm really working to keep this side down. So starting to get lighter, but I can still keep it down. Out here just gives you a bit more ballast, but it shouldn't really matter where that hand is. It should be separated. Okay, that's a really good stretch to spend some time in. You could warm up with a few downward dogs and then spend 10 minutes doing that, and that would be your hips would love it. Right, downward dog. Up we go. I've got my sticky hands now. I can make the shape better. They're not 100%. Chaturanga. Up. If you're getting wrist pain when you're over here and when you're coming in here, it's probably that you've bent your wrist too much that way. That's about as much as mine really wants. To have it under my shoulder and to have to take that extra, kind of compressing that. So you may need to, I really what I recommend is a half a block. So that's a block for historic purposes. That's a half a one. It's half as deep. You probably need one for each hand because it's a little bit too narrow for my shoulders, you know. But to have the heel of the hand on it, and then the fingers and the thumb and across there, grounded on the floor. This is grounded on the half block. Eases the extension in the wrist and should remove whatever that the pain of that, and is nice and grounded, so it gives you a sense of stability to do whatever else is coming in the pose. There we go. So if you want to, from here, downward dog into chaturanga, you can press pause and continue that to fade. And when you're ready, then come to seated or kneeling, and let's hands together into prayer position. Namaste. Thank you all, and well done once again. The end of week 2, finished week 2, in whatever way it's taken us, we've got there. So well done, and I look forward. I'll see you tomorrow, and first day of week 3, and we're just cruising for the whole month now, aren't we? Well done, people. All right, thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right.